Hi, this is Vikas here, investment advisor and founder of Jagrav.com. Today I'm going to talk about which aspect of compounding should you focus on. While as a parent, I'm asked a lot of questions. Lots. I came across a story which was published in the New York Times on January 19th, 1988. Isidore Rabi, the Nobel laureate in physics, was once asked, why did you become a scientist rather than a doctor or lawyer or businessman like the other immigrant kids in your neighborhood? Rabi answered, my mother made me a scientist without even intending it. Every other Jewish mother in Brooklyn would ask her child after school, so, did you learn anything today? But not my mom. She always asked me a different question. Easy, she would say. Did you ask a good question today? That difference, asking good questions, made me a made me become a scientist. Importance of asking good questions at times, even stupid ones, is all right. At least it enables you to progress a little and remain curious. Just as knowledge compounds by reading, writing, and asking lots of questions, that is through vicarious learning, so does your wealth when it starts to compound. Bit by bit, gradually, it enables your hard earned money to grow. So these were some of the questions which were asked by my son recently. Question 1. What's the formula for compound interest? Question 2. Isn't it obvious that higher rate of return will lead to greater wealth generation? Well, let me answer both of them. The formula for compound interest reads as A equals to P into 1 plus R to the power n, where A represents amount at the end of n years. P refers to the principal amount which would be invested at R% for n number of years. This answers the first question. To answer the second question, while most people focus on R, that is the rate at which your money is growing, however, it is far more important to focus on N, that is number of years at which the money will grow. To give you an example, $1 million invested at 12% per annum for 10 years would translate to around $3.1 million at the end of 10th year. However, the same $1 million invested at 6% per annum, that is half of 12%, for 20 years, that is 2x of the original number of years, would translate to approximately $3.2 million. So slashing the rate by 50% but elongating the number of years by 2x results in equal or greater amount of money at the end of the period. Similarly, $1 million growing at 3% per annum, in this case now it's one fourth of the 12% per annum for the next 40 years, that is 4x of the original period of 10 years, would translate to $3.2 million. Again, this amount $3.2 million after 40 years versus 3.1 mil after 10 years is a tad higher. So compounding is more effective only when you focus on N more rather than R, since R, that is rate of return, is partly dependent on you as an investor and partly on luck. Most of the times you don't even know how much of R is because of luck. N, that is number of years, however, is primarily dependent on you. So greater the value of N, even if R is a little lower, you would achieve financial freedom if this were carried for a long period of time. This is also where the art of maintenance or persistence comes into play. As Gopal Prabhu had said, maintenance is most difficult, creation and destruction is easy. It's equally important to ask whether high rate of return over a long period of time is possible to be earned by your investments or companies which are growing rapidly now. The perception of high growth companies which trade at extremely high multiples, thereby leading to higher R for investors, mostly unsustainable. How long would this last? After all, one needs to be cognizant of the fact that it only takes a tiny hole to sink a ship, and the perception to change from extremely fast growth loss making companies to profitable, sustainable cash flow generating companies. Hope you enjoyed listening to this and would be asking some questions after all. There are no stupid questions, only curious ones. For more interesting topics, you may check out my website www.jagrav.com, that is jagrav.com. If you want to reach out to me, you may email me at vikas@jagrav.com. Thanks. Hope you have a great day.